Welcome today to CMC Metals. We're a growth stage exploration company focused mostly on high-grade polymetallic vein deposits in Yukon and British Columbia. And we've got a couple of properties in Newfoundland as well. So we've got 5 silver, lead, zinc properties in British Columbia and Yukon that have been the focus of attention for the past few years. I am, however, going to present a little bit about the Newfoundland properties. We have 2 properties in Newfoundland. One is 10 kilometers east of Gander. So unfortunately, we're on the wrong side of Gander, but there we go. It's a good property. It's called Bridal Veil. And it's a copper, silver, lead with sniffs of gold in that area. And similar thing at Terra Nova, but they are in the gold in the Gander zone. Some pretty nice looking stuff. So I just came from those 2 properties, and this is the copper vein showing. I actually haven't been at this showing, but this is a picture from my prospectors. And you can see some pretty nice numbers there: 43 grams of silver, 2.3% copper. Bit of tungsten kicking around, and a bit of gold. You know, we've got another gold vein showing. These are all hosted in granites, and I saw in the mineralization the other day. I saw mineralization of fractures. I saw it in shear zones, and I saw it disseminated throughout the host. So I was quite actually impressed with Terra Nova and the potential of it. Some really nice silver kicking around this property at the gold vein showing 159.6 grams ton silver again, and a good sniff of gold there. So we've got a few things to work out of that property. We're going to permit it next year and have a look at these. This is another vein, sort of a more massive galena vein. And as you can see, that showed up as a 7.2% lead in that particular sample. Again, some nice silver numbers. So we're gonna permit some trail building and some trenching next year and see where this place goes. The Bridal Veil, it's been known for some time. It was the subject of a report by the Newfoundland Geological Survey a few years ago. It's nice. It's transected right by the Trans-Canada Highway. It's got a whole series of trails around it. I was riding all around the property on the ATV there a couple weeks ago. And again, it contains high grades of copper, silver, lead, and other metals. Looks like an epigenetic orogenic system. Here's some of the samples, and you can see some beautiful grades of copper in this thing. So what we have to do there is find out whether there's any extent to this mineralization. I've got some crews doing some channel sampling and some soils right now to give us sort of a preliminary assessment of what we think of the property. And there was some golden tills in that area as well. So we put some grids over to golden tills and see what comes out of it. This is another shot of a bit of the structural elements at this property. There is a nice anomaly right in under Bridal Veil that was identified by EM survey that nobody understands at this point. So we certainly got to wrap our heads around this property. Let's go to Silverheart. Silverheart project that's been active since 1985. The area in the blue was always the focus of the attention. The high grade silver veins right on surface that have been drilled fairly extensively. I think there's like 130 holes into this property at this point. And we put out a resource estimate last year, which gave a very good indication that this project has potential to be a viable economic project in the medium term. we put out 7.5 million tons of silver equivalent at a grade over 550 grams a ton silver. So we know we're dealing with a nice project. But what we did then was we decided that we would fly the geophysics over all of our properties in Yukon and British Columbia. And out of that, just at Silverheart, we came out with 8 nice targets to look at. I'm going to talk a little bit more about those in a second. To prove those up, typically the way to do that at Silverheart that's most cost effective is to run a combination of soils and then go in and do some trenching. So we've released some soil results already this year. We haven't had a lot of results from the labs yet. Got some more just recently on Friday, and you'll soon see some news come out on some of that stuff. But what's encouraging to us is that we're seeing coincident geochem, geophysics, and surface geology coming together with nice results. So here's the soil surveys. We had an amazing, I think it was 569 grams ton silver in a soil at T1. T1 has a moderate to good geophysical anomaly. You don't want it to be too strong. You're looking for silver, lead, and zinc, and it's over a broad area. So we've done some trenching in this area, and there's good surface galena veins. I've seen some copper veins, and we couldn't get the excavator into the area. After this, we didn't know this existed until the end of the summer, but we're going to get in there next year and trench that thing and then drill it off. So we're very excited about T1 in particular. The recent press release, though, did discuss this carbonate sequence that goes through this property, and we've known this is not quite an accurate representation of where the contact is now. We got a lot better mapping. But I did want to show you this generalized figure to say that we have a carbonate bedding sequence that goes right through this. And what we found in that is it is picking up a fair bit of mineralization. We just announced here's some numbers out of that release, and you'll see that the samples are all in the bedding. So here down by T3, for example, we got 6.1% copper. We've got 1,243 grams ton silver over here in the skarn over here. We've got a lot of really nice numbers in this particular press release of I think it was Monday this week. So take a look at that release. It's very impressive. It shows us that we've not only got potential in the vein structures in the northeast trending vein structures, but also in the bedding structures near the contact with the Cassiar batholith granodiorite. And that whole contact relationship is very important throughout the Rancheria Silver District. We think it's the key to the whole mineralizing system there. And it does have shows us that this particular district has the potential of what we consider to be comparable to the Idaho Silver District. Here's a little bit more down at about 3 kilometers away from the Silverheart property itself, the Silverheart Claims. This is in the neighboring Blue Heaven property, which we optioned off last year from Strategic Metals. And again, you're seeing some nice zinc and silver results in the skarn sequence there that we got to sort out. What did we try to do this summer? We drilled 2,100 meters this summer, and we were mostly focused again in the main zone because we weren't quite ready to tackle the other targets. We haven't done enough real work on the ground to pinpoint the actual locations of the drill pads and stuff. But we got a good idea where we want to drill. We just want to pin it down a bit more. So what we did was we went through the main zone And there was areas like this where there were large gaps in the vein structures that hadn't been drilled off. And so we were doing infill drilling, both along strike and in depth, because previous drilling on this property had only gone down to an average depth of 60 meters. So we've done things like try to connect K to KL, and the vein is visible on the surface, so it just hadn't been proven in modeling. Extend some of the TM. Here was a shot of 150-meter extension of the TM that we're trying to prove up, and we'll announce results on that sooner or later. And we've done other extensions, but we've still got gaps in this area. So the bottom line is this: there's huge upside exploration potential at Silverheart to generate a lot more tonnage and grade in silver, lead, zinc. We've got the main zone where we want to drill further infill drilling. We've got the new targets, and we've got the mineralization now in the carbonate sequences. The overall, we're a very high grade project. Our grades are 40% above existing silver mines, and we're in the upper tier of explorers. And so these projects, all of these projects that we're dealing with, are above average grades in terms of silver, lead, and zinc. So what's our long-term aim? Our immediate aim in 2022, I would hope, is to drill 5,000 to 7,500 meters at Silverheart, focused a little bit more on the infill drilling in the main zone, and to initiate drilling of the new targets. My properties right next door to the Silvertip mine in BC are Silverknife and Amy. I was in on those. I'd like to do a gravity survey on Silverknife and open up the roads a bit better, and follow up on a historical resource at Amy that's got 1.8 million tons of over 900 grams ton silver equivalent. So a beautiful project. Excuse me. Some really nice trenches there, very nicely mineralized and stuff. So we've got to complete the permitting on those and get work underway. In Newfoundland, as I say, I want to permit for trail building and trenching at Terra Nova. And right now I've got some soil sampling and some channel sampling underway at Bridal Veil. So a lot on the plate.
We're going to have to leave it there, Kevin. Unfortunately, we are over time now. But
sorry about that.
Yeah.
No worries. No worries. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks a lot for presenting CMC to us.